AI is active. Boot. We are local. There. Square. Building up our brake pressure. There we go, that's good. Alright. We are ready to rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, sound check complete. Ooh. Yeah, sound check is complete. We are Main Street, Flushing. About to depart towards Times Square. This is the number 7 local train to Times Square. This train will depart at 5:52. So we're taking the local train into Manhattan, or yeah, Times Square. Yeah, Times Square, Manhattan. And we'll be bringing the express train back out, and if time prevailing, more than likely from my math, I'll also be taking the local back into Times Square. So, let us depart for Times Square. And let's give these people a nice ride. And keep it nice and easy on the stretch. We'll hit a point where we can accelerate without accelerating. Because the car is actually pulling us down. There we go. And pretty low. Yeah. There we go. Alright, we are out of that station and on our way to the next one. The next station is Willets Point. station. Some of these people are gonna get flipped by the train one of these days. Hey buddy, watch your head. Alright, this is Willets Point. This is the number 7 local train to Times Square, Manhattan. Look at that, we're just getting out of the station at 30 miles an hour. That's pretty insane. The next station is 111. Alright, dragged the brake out a bit too much there, but... Yep. And I'm marching forwards a bit too much now. Eeh, sloppy driving. And I missed my announcement. Sorry guys, that was 111th Street. By the way, this is the number 7 local train to Times Square, Manhattan. Alright, next station is Corona Plaza. Close to this one now. Definitely gonna need to recharge those air brakes now. This is Corona Plaza. This is the number 7 local train to Times Square, Manhattan. Pretty decently busy. Yeah, train's looking pretty full. Doodle-doo, doodle-doo. That just felt weird. Whee! Got a 20 up ahead, so we won't build up too much speed. So we can let it coast down to it. That's good enough. We've got about a whole minute here, so not too much of a rush, but we definitely do need to stop in time. Alright. This is Junction Boulevard. This is the number 7 local train to Times Square, New York. Or at Manhattan. I don't think the red was a good choice. I like the silver ones. The actual silver ones. And we are rolling already. Next station is Elmhurst Avenue. Which looks absolutely empty from my side. Maybe the other side too. This is Elmhurst Avenue. This is the number 7 local train to Times Square, Manhattan. A lot of people getting off though. Excuse me. We've got a birdie coming up. Just so we'll just feather it. Another local train sitting there, just leaving. Express trains will be coming right at us, I believe, right now. Alright, this is Jackson Heights. This is the number 7 local train to Times Square, Manhattan. The next station is Broadway. Broadway is pretty busy though. Look at all this. This is Broadway. This is the number 7 local train to Times Square, Manhattan. next station is Fisk Avenue. This is Fisk Avenue. This is the number 7 local train to Times Square, Manhattan. The next station is Woodside. Just a touch of actual brake. This is Woodside. This is the number 7 local train to Times Square, Manhattan. Whoops. Now to pay attention here. Next station is Lincoln Avenue. Dragged out the brake a little bit there. Oh, here comes the express train, yep. That's what we'll be doing on our way back. It's Nip-a-Dip Noodles. And Nip-a-Dip Noodles. There we go. This is Bliss Street. This is the number 7 local train to Times Square, Manhattan. actually made good time on this one. The lights look cartoony. Not sure if it's just me, they look like Borderlands style. But I could just be weird like that. Take her away, Ern! Here we go, let's get to it. Next station is Lowry Street. This is Lowry Street. This is the number 7 local train in Times Square, Manhattan. And again, we're a little early. Alright, we are on our way. Lurchy, lurchy, lurch. The next station is Rawson Street. It's the local train on its way back. Toot toot nah. Brakes here a bit. This is Rawson Street. This is the number 7 local train to Times Square, Manhattan. Alright. This must mean Court is next. Queensboro, dang it. Okay. And then it's Court. I'm gonna take it nice and gentle through here. Go right at 19. Ooh, the nuke's going. God damn. just got nuked. Idle. Alright, this is Queensboro Plaza. Next, this is the number 7 local train to Times Square, Manhattan. Oop. Now I forget to prime it. Yeah, I did. What do we have coming out? An express. The next station is Court Street. Express coming out. That's good. This is Court Street. This is the number 7 local train to Times Square, Manhattan. I didn't do it again. The next station is Hunters Point. And what do we have coming out? Looks like a local. No, another express. Wait, there's a train next to me. Nope. This Hunters Point is the number 7 local train to Times Square, Manhattan. Oh, there's not a train next to me. That's weird, it seemed like one. Okay, it's disabled. We're limited to just this, and that still works. Have a nap. Where are we going? That's dumb. Alright. Well. We can make some time up here. The next station, this is Vernon Boulevard. Definitely true. Leaving here. Alright. Here's good. This is Vernon Boulevard. This is the number 7 local train to Times Square, Manhattan. Yep, that's disappointing. And the clicker's gone on the slider. Electric lighters always fail there. It's a pain. Even worse, they're generally not even self-repairable. I like that lighter. Anyways. The next station is Grand Central. Oops. How did that get that high? Must have been a long-term braking at high speed. Ooh. That's rude. Yeah, I don't have that many stops left. I'm gonna have some aggro left over. That's disappointing. That's an express train leaving again. And I'm gonna be an express train. Everyone's running express, so jeez. That's interesting. I hadn't primed it. You're a little early. That's stuck in my head now. Reminds me. There are a few songs I need to acquire later. The next station is Bryant Park. I can see the world. I can see clearly. Alright. This is Bryant Park. This is the number 7 local train to Times Square, Manhattan. It's gonna be so close. I'm gonna switch. Oh! Shit, yes. Okay, yes, we're going to continue this schedule. We're now going into a 705 number 5. There's headlights and the cab light. We'll set you. Seat down. Oh my god, it's pretty dazed there. Alright. So I do that, I can just do that. Headlight. Okay, well, might as well set it. I think that might mess me up. Yeah, that one does mess me up. Okay. So we're going to be running the express line out. In a couple of minutes.